Coffee and Headlines is brought to you by the generous support of our viewers and the following community partners. Best Cord Cutting TV, Before It's Tax Preparation, Bravo's Restaurant Bar, Casa Samtonieta Ingielapa, El Rey Lounge de Versalles, John Boutique Hotel and Co-work, Montzon Brewing Company, Puerto Vallarta Neurofeedback, Owners Reps Puerto Vallarta, and Siam Cocina Thai. Thank you for your support, and thank you for supporting our community partners.
I look at the comments and I see a birthday. Susan Davidson, do you want it in G or do you want it in C? Let's do it in G. No, that's in C. Let's do it in G. Lower. Okay. Now that we got that out of the way, good morning, everyone. This is Coffee and Headlines. It is Susan's birthday. It is Friday, October the 10th. It is the day in which we welcome another tropical storm. What the hell? We just got past one. Let's have another one. Well, the last one was a hurricane. This one is a tropical storm. Will it get ugly? Let's find out. But first, welcome everybody to another Friday. Where's the Friday music? Right here. Quickly, turn it off before Facebook or YouTube get on our case for using copywritten music. Let us jump into the news. Why not? There's not a lot there, but we might as well. Oh, gosh, no, we don't want to start with that, although we do have to talk about that. Hold on. No. We don't want to talk about that just yet. Let's start with this one. Not even a week after the waves caused by Hurricane Priscilla gave us a bit of a scare, here comes Tropical Storm Raymond. It's not a hurricane yet. I took a peek at windy.com this morning, and we still don't know if it will gather enough strength to become a hurricane or not, but we do know that it is passing much closer to the shore than Priscilla did. Just a few days ago, you can see Priscilla up here. And here comes this one. This one, we don't even know what that is, but this is the one that we're concerned about because it's down there and it is coming very close to our bay and it'll be gone by tomorrow. What can we expect? Well, we'll take a look at the weather forecast in a second, but I do want to let you know that schools are being canceled. Authorities are not taking any chances. So school has been suspended today in Puerto Vallarta and nearby municipalities. So just keep that in mind. And of course, we do have a bit of bad news. Bartolo Cruz Romero, Director of Environmental Sustainability for the municipality of Puerto Vallarta, has reported that the hurricane that brought the waves last week caused significant damage to coastal areas, and that includes, of course, turtle camps located in. Why does my news look like that? That is a horrible way to display the news. What happened? Hold on just a second. Let me fix that. Send to back. That's what I was looking for. My bad. That looks a lot better, even though it's still a little small on your screen. Anyhow, there was considerable damage in turtle camps in the bay. Let me fix this so that it stops bothering me. Oh, dear God. What am I doing? All I can tell you is that, oh, there you go. That's a little better. Anyhow, turtle camps were destroyed. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And this is really unfortunate because they are located right next to the beach, and hopefully they will be able to recover soon. I also want to let you know that you may remember that just a few weeks ago, there was this public consultation here in Puerto Vallarta. It took place from July 17 to August 6, to be precise, about whether the Malecón should have a vehicle traffic again or not. The consultation sought our opinion on the future of the city's main attraction, currently undergoing renovation and expansion. And when questioned about this, Mayor Munguía stated that the results will actually be announced in approximately 15 days. And he clarified that whether the Malecón opens up to vehicular traffic yet again or not is not directly related to the project of improving it or expanding it. It neither benefits nor harms in that regard. What does that mean? Well, in 2 weeks, we may find out that the Malecón is reopening for cars or not, but it is still going to be expanded. How they're going to figure that out is a mystery to me. My hunch is that the Malecón will not open for vehicular traffic again, or at least that is my personal hope. I know that there are a number of businesses out there that think and feel differently about this. Obviously, they want their business to be more prosperous, to have more prosperity. You tell me what you think. We've talked about this before. Tell me if you think the Malecón should open for vehicular traffic again or not. And while you're sharing your comments, which we'll take a look at later, let's take a quick look at the weather forecast just to see what's going on out there for today. Sorry to shit all over your parade, says Snarky Weather, but rain starting around 1:15 p.m. I don't know about the precise time, but I wouldn't be surprised if it rains a lot. Let's take a quick look. 29 degrees right now. Humidity is at 79%, and the weather forecast says mostly cloudy skies in the morning, thunderstorms in the afternoon, a chance of rain of 66%, a high of 32, and a low of 26. For the record, it's bright and sunny out there. And then for tomorrow, Saturday, rain in the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon, a chance of rain of 77%, a high of 31, and a low of 24. And then for Sunday, mostly clear skies in the morning with rain in the afternoon, a chance of rain of 85%, with a high temperature of 30 and a low temperature of 23. Needless to say, if we get any interesting or important updates about this storm throughout the day, I will be happy to post news on Facebook for those of you that follow Facebook. Moving right along, I don't know how to feel about this. I am a jaded local. What can I tell you? But Condé Nast Traveler magazine has just nodded Puerto Vallarta as the second best smallest city in the world, with Victoria, Canada, taking the first spot, and Florence in Italy taking the third. San Miguel de Allende came in on the fifth place. No American cities were mentioned in the top 10. And of course, Vallarta Independiente, my source for this note, is billing it as Puerto Vallarta being the best city in Latin America, which is technically true. There are no other cities in Latin America in the top 10, but that's not how the magazine framed this new category. It is global, but who am I to argue with Condé Nast magazine? And if I don't jump with enthusiasm at these categories, is because, as you may recall, San Miguel de Allende was named best city in the world recently, and there were a lot of people that were happy about that, but then there are some people that are not so crazy about the distinction. Again, there are people that are benefited directly from tourism that love these categories. I live here year round. I have the benefit that I'm not necessarily directly benefited from tourism, so I feel and think differently. And I know that my opinion is perhaps not very popular. What is yours? Do you want all this notoriety for Puerto Vallarta or not? Yesterday, we announced the release of Pam Thompson's interview. This went directly to YouTube because it was a long interview, and I have received very, very warm and beautiful feedback from the interview. Although Pam herself got in touch with me this morning and provided a funny story that I think deserves some clarification. YouTube now automatically dubs voices on YouTube videos and presents AI generated voices in the language that is your default language. What I'm getting at is Pam went and forwarded the interview to a bunch of doctors, and they all chuckled because they heard Pam speaking in Spanish in a voice that was not hers. And she mentioned this to me, and we both laughed a little bit about it. This is all handled automatically by YouTube. So if this happens to you, you need to get into YouTube, get into your closed caption controls, and change the language to the original so that you can hear Pam in her natural original voice. This makes me think maybe I should be looking at Coffee and Headlines and see if I get automatically translated to Spanish, which I don't know that I would enjoy listening to, or at least it would take me by surprise. Of course, YouTube gives me the option of uploading my own dubbing for my interviews, but that's just like a lot of work, and I don't know that we're going to do that. But let me know if you've had some strange experiences with YouTube giving you voices in unexpected languages and whatnot. Now, I did show you this at the beginning yesterday. Actually, before we go there, yesterday we had a wonderful presentation about Benny Andersson, one of the members of ABBA, and of course the soul, the musical soul behind the group. And it was beautiful. It was great to talk not only about his musical accomplishment, but also talk about how he has aged gracefully with dignity and how he has been able to find new age appropriate and interest appropriate musical projects. So it was fun to share that. But yesterday at the joint, of course, we found out that Day of the Dead is selling like Day of the Dead bread, no pun intended. The room has space for 32 individuals, 32 people in the audience. And for the 30th, 26 tickets have already been sold. So there are only 6 left. And for the Wednesday extra second date that was added, Wednesday the 29th, there are already 8 or 10 tickets sold. So I am very, very grateful for your support. But if you wish to attend one of these presentations, I strongly suggest you get your tickets in advance. Tickets are available at the front desk of the hotel. Unfortunately, there is no online option to buy tickets, and there are no ticket reservations. With that said, let me share with you a little reminder of what's coming up next for Paco Ojeda on music, and then we will get started with your comments.
It's just a jump to the left and a step to the right. But behind those lyrics lies one of the strangest journeys in musical theatre history. Born in a tiny London theatre in 1973, dismissed as too weird, too camp, too outrageous, then resurrected as a midnight movie, and boom, a cult phenomenon was born. Fishnets, glitter, toast, and audiences who didn't just watch the show, they became part of it. For 50 years, the Rocky Horror Show has defied rules, bent genders, and turned science fiction B-movies into rock and roll magic. And now, music storyteller Paco Ojeda takes you on a wild ride through the songs, the scandals, and the sheer fabulousness of it all. So, dust off your corsets, polish your pearls, and remember, don't dream it, be it. The date is on Thursday, October 23rd at 5 p.m. at the Joint Boutique Hotel and Co-work. Tickets are 300 pesitos per person, available at the front desk.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And now I'm realizing while I was watching that, I realized that I skipped a news item, but I'm going to save it for tomorrow because we're doing good on time. Yay. Let's see. Okay, we already did happy birthday. We have all these good mornings. Thank you very much. Michael says just in time. Hello, Michael. Every time I see you, I crave Thai food. I wonder why. I love it. I love it. Boom, boom, beam, boom. Oh, hold on just a sec. Ah, that was lovely. Yes, happy birthday to Susan. Tropical Raymond. Let's hope this is a bypass. Well, again, Snarky Weatherman didn't seem like too concerned. I am not too concerned, but you don't know how these things get. I will keep an eye on it again. Malecón is fine the way it is. I think it's such a beautiful walk and scenic. I totally agree, Laura. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. No auto traffic. I think that those of us that don't have businesses there, of course, it's easy to say no auto traffic. I can appreciate and respect the other half in that survey or in that opinion. But no, I don't want any vehicles on the Malecón either. Susan chimes in. My hope is that will be no vehicles on the Malecón. Mary Romaine, who lived in Puerto Vallarta when there were cars on the Malecón, says, leave it as it is. No, it's not like our opinions will have any major influence on this, but it's nice to see that we are all, or we seem to be mostly on the same page. Betsy, it was so nice to see you. It's always nice to see you on Music Appreciation. Yes, that is so funny because I am listening to ABBA music this morning as well. Now that I've had time to get done with the prepping, I'm like, okay, I want to check in with all that music as well. Logan doesn't want vehicles on the Malecón. And then I'm seeing your comments on Pam Thompson. Yes, thank you very much for that, Doug. I'm already in conversations with Pam. And interestingly enough, at least one of her doctors, well, as she says, it's not like they're her doctors, but one of the doctors that she associates herself with has already signed up for an upcoming spotlight interview. And I anticipate that we may see a number of medical professionals jumping in on the interview bandwagon. That'll be interesting. Liz adds in, thank you for Pam Thompson. Great interview. Love all the work she does and appreciate your spotlighting her. More from time to time, please. It is in the work. Liz, thank you very much for chiming in. Why would anyone want to take away from the Malecón views? The vendors have a stake in that too. This is correct, Laura, although I will add, there's all kinds of technicalities involved. Vendors that are in the Malecón are probably in the Malecón because they were taken away from other places where they were blocking traffic spaces or blocking streets. The reality of street vendors is that several administrations ago, an excessive number of permits were granted, and now the government does not quite know what to do with all these places. Just across from Encanto, Tracy Parks would have had a coronary. Remember Encanto? Well, just across from the former Encanto, there's a new Tacos al Pastor stand right outside of where the main entrance to Encanto used to be. And this is across from the Joint Boutique Hotel. More than once have I wanted to stop by for some tacos. It has been just a matter of timing. tacos al pastor. But who would want to have tacos al pastor right on the entrance of their venue? Well, maybe I would because I like them so much, but what can I tell you? Let's see what else we have. Nothing more, but I do want to bring something up that was brought up yesterday that has to do with meet and greets. So yesterday somebody mentioned meet and greets again. We haven't thought about those for a long time. We've been busy creating other types of connections, but I appreciate that this is important to you, or at least to some of you. So right after the broadcast yesterday, I sent out an email message. The message went to the 800 and something of you who have either become members of Coffee and Headlines or have at least at one point or another bought me a coffee. So supporters and members received a message yesterday where I asked, I appreciate that it's important to some of you, but tell me why so that I can better understand whether what we're doing is not enough, or is it enough, or we should find time and energy to create the opportunity for the meet and greets again. And less than 10 of you replied. And that's not a complaint on my part. What I'm getting at is meet and greets, while important to some of you, and particularly to those of you that don't live here year round, are important, but maybe not important enough that we make it a priority. I'm going to wait a couple of days. Maybe we can plan one meet and greet per season or two. I'm not sure. I am feeling, as I mentioned in the email, very happy with the connection opportunities that we bring to the table as it is. And I just wanted to make sure that you knew that I'm not just disregarding yesterday's comment. And that's basically what we have for today. Tomorrow is Saturday. We'll be back tomorrow bright and early with more news, more headlines, more stories. And as I mentioned at the beginning of today, we will keep an eye on this new tropical storm. If it gets ugly, I'll be sharing some updates through the afternoon with you. If not, stay safe, stay dry, and I'll see you tomorrow morning.